Hello, I'm Guillame Cabane, the VP of Growth at Drift. People call me G, and today I'm going to talk to you about email retargeting, also known as the reveal loop. So in the previous video, we saw how you could engage dynamically the right people who have the right intent and the right fit on your website with chat, with a personalized message. The next step is to actually handle the people who have those attributes, those qualities, but don't engage in chat for whatever reason because they don't want to, and to save them from themselves and send them an email. And so the beginning of the logic is the same. We capture the IP address, we get the domain, we get the company details from Clearbit. Super easy, that's done automatically. Second point is to go from the company details to the fit score with ManQudo. Again, done automatically, and that's the same as the previous process, right? Now, because we've triggered that sequence only when they have not engaged on chat, which means when they've left the site, when they haven't signed up, they haven't talked to us, we know that they're high quality. Now we're gonna want to do an email campaign, a cold email campaign, right? So we need contacts. We can't email a company, we need to email people. And so Clearbit gives us another API, which is called Prospector, which can enable us to go from a company to specific contacts, provided we give some set of criteria, which is who do we want to contact within that company, the roles, the titles, the seniority. And you can set the max number of contacts, you can put some filters. And so that works really well in companies from like 50 people to 2,000 people. That whole logic breaks down above like a company like 2,000 people. Like for example, you have like Delta Airlines coming to your website and you say, I want to talk to engineers, well then you have an issue because Delta Airlines engineering team is like 10,000 people and you're not gonna cold email 10,000 people at Delta. So caveat, this whole strategy works great mid-market, like 50 to 2,000. So once you have the contacts, and before or after, you can actually do the exclusion logic. That's the most important part. When you do cold email, you have to be respectful. You have to exclude people who you do not want to email, who should not be emailed. Example, your customers, you pull that from Salesforce. People who are in current opportunities, who are talking to your sales rep. How weird, how awful would it be if you cold email people who are in a sales motion right now? It happened to me in the past. Let me tell you, my salespeople ripped me apart and they were right. That wasn't cool. People who have unsubscribed. And I'm afraid people in Canada, not allowed to do cold email in Canada. 5, drip logic. You got to set the max number of contacts you email in parallel within the company. Say you have a company where you found 30 contacts, pretty common case. You should never email 30 people at once. That's horrible. They're gonna talk, this is gonna be really awful. And you don't need to. Why waste your brand? Why create that negative impression when maybe the first 3 contacts, one person's gonna respond positively? So don't do that, right? You can set a motion where you say, we're going to email them 3 by 3, say you have 30. So you take the first 3 people, right? And you send them 3 email sequences, the number of emails per contact. And if no one responds, then you can go to the next 3 to whom you send n number of emails. I recommend sending not too many emails and to a limited number of contacts at the same time. Once that is done, fire away, you have a campaign, right? So this is a cold email campaign. What's the result that I got in the past and that people who have replicated that have gotten? I got about 80% open rate and about 15% response rate. Those are very high numbers for email in general and for cold email specifically. And people always ask me, gee, what's the subject of the email? What did you use? Why? How is it so good? It's the wrong question. The subject does not help. People open those emails, people respond because of the intent, because of the fit, because someone from their company came to your website, right? And it means that there is some intent, and if they have the high fit, if they are the type of company you need to sell to, if you're cycling the roles right, obviously you're gonna get those high open rates and that response rate. And if you want to get even like niftier and more advanced, you can do stuff like I've done in the past, like counting the number of unique visitors from that company to improve your score of intent. So if there's like 3, 4, 5 customers from the same company, 4 or 5 visitors from the same company that came to your website, well, that tells you something. It tells you that it probably shared on Slack the link to your website, and those people came. That's super high intent. You can see which pages and how many pages did they see. Again, that's intent. And so all of that informs you on like what kind of effort you want to do. And the next video, we're gonna say, well, what kind of different strategy can I have based on the intent score? If I have 10 people coming to my site from the same company, or if I have 1, what do I change? If I want to invest more, because it's a very high fit, because I know that my average sales price, my ASP is going to be very high, what do I change? So we're going to go into that. But here right now, you have the second step of people that are qualified, have intent, that have not engaged in chat. The step 2 of your logic, send them automated cold emails. Thank you.